Yeah. Hello everyone, this is me Mustafa Ahmad and you are watching YouTube channel of Deep Learning Academy. In this video we are talking about conditional sentence, and as you know this is very important and something which we are going to consider every day, and we are using this kind of sentence every day. In this video we are talking about conditional sentence, about the kinds of conditional sentences, and about the types of conditional sentence which are going to be so important and so necessary, especially for non-native learners. That's it. So let's talk about conditional sentence. As you know, here we're talking about conditional sentence. Conditional sentence, as you know, conditional is derived from the word condition, and condition, it means limitation something. That's good. So conditional sentence, how should we make definition for this? Conditional sentences are those which express a condition or a limitation. It means we are talking about a condition or a limitation that according to that we are going to do something. That's it. So this is about definition. Express a condition or a limitation in the sentence. That's good. Let's talk about the next one is structure. Each of the conditional sentences, they are having two parts. The first one, if clause, and the next one, main clause. First of all, just we are going to mention that in if clause what we are going to do, and in main clause or result clause, the other name we can call what we are going to do, and they are containing which kinds of information. That's good. In if clause we are talking about condition, and in main clause we are talking about something which we are going to do. Okay, so in if clause there are going to be the structures we are having, and main clause. There is no matter which one comes first, either if clause or main clause firstly. But mention this part, there is going to be a note as well in here. There is no matter which one comes first, either if clause or main clause. But there is going to be another key point as well, that if we are going to use if clause firstly, we must use a comma, then we are going to use main clause. But if we are going to use main clause firstly, there is no need to use comma. That's good. So the next step we are talking about kinds of conditional sentences. As you know, we are having two kinds of conditions. The first one, they are going to be true. The second one, they are untrue, or we can say impossible or improbable. So generally we are talking about conditional sentences are in two types. The first in two kinds. The first one, probable or possible. It means in here we're talking about a condition which are possible. And the next one, we are talking about improbable or impossible conditions. That's good. But the important point is this, that most of the people or most of the students, they are understanding and they are learning conditional sentence with the names of the types. For example, we are having here type 1 and we are having here type 2 and type 3. That's good. So one by one we are going to talk about them, and we are going to. So the first part is conditional sentence type 1. So in conditional sentence type 1, as you know, first of all we are talking about definition, which kinds of conditional sentences it is. So it expresses a possible or true condition in the present or future. It means even when we are going to be in the present, we are talking about a present condition or in the future conditions. So in really we are talking about an action, which that's going to be true, even that's going to be done, or no, that's not going to be. So let's talk about in here about the structure. We are having if clause and main clause in here. So if clause in conditional sentence type 1 is in simple present tense, and a main clause or the result clause is going to be in simple future tense. But remember these steps, that when we are having the main clause in simple present tense as well, that's going to be express an automatic situation of the results. That's good. So let's make an example for this one. For example, if I have time, I will write a letter to my parents. Once again, I'm going to repeat this one. If I have time, I will write a letter to my parents. So as you can see in here, the first one is min. The first one is if clause. And really, in here we are going to express the condition. And here, the first part of the sentence, we're going to express the condition. The next part, I will write a letter to my parents. This is the main clause or the result clause. That's good. So, as you can see here, we can express and we can write this sentence without the structure as well. And really, we are going to, this is possible that we can write main clause, or we can say the result clause firstly as well. But at that time, there is no need to use a comma here. So as you can see, there is going to be a comma. Okay, that's good. Let's talk about the next one, about conditional sentence type 2, the second type of conditional sentence. That's good. So let's talk about the newer conditional sentence type 2 is talking about which kinds of condition or which kinds of limitation. That's good. It expresses untrue condition in the present or future. And really, when you are talking about conditional sentence type 2 or any kinds of structures, we are using these kinds of conditional sentence. And really, we are expressing untrue, or we can say impossible condition. It means that's not real. That's it. So, about the structure is like this. If clause in conditional sentence type 2, we're using simple past. And main clause or result clauses would plus simple form, or we can say conditional tense. This is going to be the structure. So here are some examples for better understanding. That's good. So if I had enough time, I would write a letter to my parents. So this is the purpose structure, the purpose example. But in here, with conditional sentence type 2, I'm expressing this one. That's good. So as you can see here, the first one, if I had enough time, this is if clause. So as you can see in here, this if I had is talking about past time. If I had enough time, I would write a letter to my parents. As you can see here, the structure in main clause is would plus simple form. In here, in conditional tense, or we can say in main clause, we must have would, and after would, we're going to use the simple form of the verb. That's good. I would write a letter to my parents. What it means I don't have time. I don't have time. And really, when you're talking about these kinds of conditional sentences, it means that's going to be expressing untrue situation or untrue condition in the present. That's good. Another example we have. If she did well in the exam, she would record good score. So this is also if clause, and the next part is main clause. So in here, as you can see, would plus first form of the verb, or we can say simple form. So, but the first part is in simple past. Let's talk about another example in here. But in this example, I brought the main clause firstly. That's good. So then let's see what are going to be the difference between these two sentences and the next one. So they would invite us in a party if they had invitation card. What it means they don't have invitation card. So that's good. They would invite us in the party if they had invitation card. In here, what is the difference? First, the difference is in here that I am bringing the result clause firstly and if clause secondly. So about the punctuation in here is this the difference that in here there is no need to use comma. So once again, I'm going to repeat conditional sentence type 2 very briefly. So in conditional sentence type 2, we are using if clause and main clause, if clause in simple past tense, and main clause in conditional tense, or would plus simple form. So it expresses untrue or unreal condition or impossible condition in the present or future. Okay, that's good. Let's talk about the second type of conditional sentence. Conditional sentence type 3. So let's talk about definition, or we can say a little bit of information about conditional sentence type 3. So conditional sentence type 3 expresses untrue condition in the past. So this is. Let's talk about the structure. In if clause and main clause, they are going to be in which tense. That's what. If clause in past perfect tense, and main clause or the result clause is going to be with this structure. Would have plus past participle, or we can say past conditional tense. That's good. So here are some examples for them. If I had enough time, I would have written a letter to my parents. It means I didn't have time. That's good. Let's talk about the next one. She would have spoken English if she had known that language. That's good. It means she didn't know. That's good. So in your eyes, we can see in this sentence, the first part is main clause or result clause, and the next part is if clause. But in the first sentence, I brought the first one if clause and the second one main clause. And there's going to be a note I have to tell you. In conditional sentences, especially in conditional sentence type 2, we use were instead of was. And if we use was, that's not going to be wrong, but that's grammatically, that's not going to be so common. And already we are going to use were instead of was. For example, if I were you, I would try my best. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our channel for more videos.